Welcome back to this new inspirational video. Today I wanted to talk about the concept that the body is the instrument of the mind. Now, how will this benefit us? Well, first of all, if we're going to consider that the body is truly the instrument of the mind, we're going to have to understand the best way to make use of our so-called body. Now, this might sound a little strange because we are already daily using our bodies, unless we're severely disabled for some reason, but most of us aren't, so we are using it. And we may have never really considered the idea, how am I using my body? Is this the most effective way to use my body? Well, think about it. Your dream would be a realization that happens with and through you. It happens through this physical thing called the body. So it is obvious that if we learn to use our bodies in a certain way, we could, in theory, achieve our dreams way more effectively. And it's not just a theory, it's something that makes a lot of sense once you study consciousness enough. So the first things you want to understand is that you have a conscious side to your mind and a subconscious side to your mind. This is pretty obvious, most people know about this, but not everybody analyzes what that really means or how to make use of it in order to get better results in their lives. The best way to use the conscious mind is to simply use it to focus yourself and decide for yourself on where you really want to go. So that's usually tied to a dream that you have. You're already aware of what you want to achieve? Well, that's a dream inside your consciousness. The subconscious mind has to be connected to that dream. How do you do that? Well, it happens pretty much automatically once you become deeply emotionally involved with the dream that you're after. So in other words, if you know what you want, you're also going to have to be sure that it's coming from a place of passion, of desire, of really feeling on a literal, emotional, energetic level that yes, this is the result that I want, this is the goal that I want to achieve, this is the sort of reality I want to create for myself. You see, what's going to happen next is when these two polarities are connected inside consciousness, is that your body is going to fall under what we call a compulsion. So in other words, it's going to act in a certain way so that it may create the very thing that you decide upon inside your consciousness. Now, this happens through inspired ideas that come to you from the universe and other people around you, and you feel compelled to act on them, physically speaking. Therefore, the idea is taken on form with and through the body. So by understanding that the body is the instrument of the mind, you can set bigger and bigger goals because you know, ultimately, it's up to me to make my dreams a reality. And I am in total control of that decision, whether I'm going to do that or not. Nobody else is in control of your body. Nobody's in control of my body. We own our bodies. We are the owner of this physical thing called the body. And we're going to use it to realize our greatest dreams in life. Or at least that's what we should be doing if we really want to live a fulfilled life. Now, have you ever stopped and think to yourself, when you're thirsty, a thought might come to your mind, or you're aware of having a dry throat, or this desire for a drink, to drink something. So what happens next? Well, if you have something to drink available, which most of us do, thankfully, so you go to the fridge, you get a drink, pour it into a glass perhaps, or you drink it out of a can, whatever you do, and then you satisfy that desire. But right there, you see, the body was doing that because you made a decision very rapidly inside your consciousness that this is what you're going to do for now. See, the point here is that everything we do, physically speaking, the more we become aware of what we're doing with this body, the more you're going to discover that it's all a reflection, somehow, some way, of a state of mind, of an idea. Even though this idea might be absolutely simple, like picking something up, this all happens unconsciously by now for us when we're an adult. When you're a child, you might have to really focus on it, like, okay, I gotta grab this, and you try to reach out in the right way in order to grab the thing. As adults, we have by now gotten so used to it that we don't have to think about grabbing something. We see it and we just grab it and it's done. We hold it in our hands. Well, if you realize that this process on little things can be used on greater things, like the realization of your dream, no matter how crazy at first that dream may seem, then you're onto something. Then you're onto the possibility of great success, because you realize it's the same with anything else I do in life. I just have to learn how to go about my business. If you want to use certain objects in this world, you have to learn how they function, what to do with them in order to make them function in the right way. It's exactly the same with the mind and your own body. It sounds silly at first because we're not being taught any of this during our childhood usually, or through the school system, so we just sort of brush the things of consciousness and the body being an instrument of the mind. We brush it aside, we never give it any thought. But if we do that, then we start to realize, if I have a dream in my mind, can I then somehow, some way express that dream with and through my body so it becomes a reality? The answer to that is yes, of course. The problem being, at first you may not be aware on how to do it. And this is the thing. If the body can act on all these simple little things, like getting dressed, you have the idea in your mind, what am I going to wear? And then you put on those clothes. Or you might buy them if you're like, I don't have those clothes or those shoes, I want them. There's an idea in the mind, I'm going to buy them. So physically speaking, you talk action in order to get it for yourself. Now the problem here is that when you set a big dream, when you have this big dream that you really want to realize, the reason why most people don't act on them is that they don't know how to achieve it right away. Because they don't know how to achieve it, they think it's impossible and then they give up. But here's the beauty of your own consciousness. This consciousness that you have and actually are is capable of attracting on an energetic level the ideas and things it needs in order to manifest what it wants. So in this case, if you have a dream that you do not know how to realize right away, don't think it's impossible, even though the thought might occur. I have it at times. When a dream is really big and new to you, at first the thought might occur, but don't go along with it for too long. Just understand, okay, this is because right now, from my current point of view, I don't know how to achieve this dream, but it doesn't mean that it's impossible. It is actually possible if I keep my mind focused on it. So what's going to happen then over time is that these ideas start to develop more and more inside your consciousness on what to do. And then again, you're going to become in a position that you can physically act on that dream. And so your body again is expressing something that at first seemed impossible. Now there's some power in this, in understanding clearly that your body is the instrument of the mind. Because then whenever you have a dream, a goal that you really want to realize, again, keep things first. Keep the basic foundation clear in your mind. That is, if I hold on to a vision or dream inside consciousness, if I connect the polarity of feeling towards that vision, if I really feel passionate and determined and motivated and full of desire for its realization, well then I'm put under compulsion through my whole body itself to act in a certain way to make it happen. Now this is how dreams are realized, whether you understand it or not, but this is what you also want to experiment for with yourself. Right now, if you look around you, just take some object, a pen or even your phone or whatever it is, like an object, just grab it and then think to yourself, okay, I decided that I wanted to grab this. Here, let's grab something myself. Here's a lighter. This is a lighter. Yeah, it works. Well, I just grabbed this lighter, and this is because I made a decision in my mind really rapidly that I was going to do it, okay? It's very simple. This is not difficult for anyone to do. We're not full of doubts whether we can grab such a thing like that. But now consider the same thing for your dream. You know what it is that you're after. This dream is constantly banging on your conscience of what you really want to realize. And now you are going to have to make the decision, you're going to go for it. Even though at first you're not aware on how to do it. Because your conscience has to expand in that awareness over time. And the only way people expand their awareness is by staying focused on what they desire to realize. That is the real trick to all of this. So you have this dream, you're aware of it, but you don't know how to realize it. That's okay, at least you know what your dream is. Because you see, most people don't even know what their dream is to begin with. So at least you have that clear in your mind. Now hold on to it and analyze and pay attention on a conscious level and on a subjective feeling level what you're starting to feel like you should be doing, or pay attention to when an idea or hunch comes to you concerning this dream. You might suddenly think, oh, maybe I should do this. Maybe I should do that. Well, then write that down first and foremost. And then if you have that written down and you realize, okay, this is what I should be doing for now, then you can take action on it. And in that process, you're making the best use of your body because it is the instrument of the mind. So in other words, you're making the best use of your body in the sense that you're causing it to help you express and manifest the very thing you desired all along. It's the same for this video. I have these ideas, they come into my consciousness, and not right away do I have all the information perhaps that I want to convey through a video. If I write a script, for example, it takes some time. But again, I have the idea first in consciousness, and then I allow it to be expressed with and through my body, because it's the instrument of the mind. This means that I'm going to have to act according to what the dream dictates. Most people are only acting according to what circumstances dictate. That's why they stay stuck. But if you start to act according to what a dream dictates, far beyond your current circumstances itself, then you're causing your body to take action upon everything and everyone around itself right now in such a way that it is growing in a better, greater direction for itself. Now really consider this in your own life, that for you as well, the body is the instrument of your mind. And how are you using your mind? Because it shows up in the way you're using your body, the physical actions that you're involved in. Are these physical actions in harmony with the bigger dream and purpose you have? If so, keep that up, keep working on it. You get better at it, more inspired by it, and you'll achieve more success over time as long as you stick to your purpose. But if your actions are not in harmony with that dream, ask yourself why. And more often than not, there's only two reasons why that happens. One is because you're full of doubt that you can make it happen, or two, it's because you let the circumstances right now control your mind. You don't understand that any physical result that is being created by mankind is a reflection of their imagination. So the individual results you're going to get are going to be a reflection of your imagination. So be sure you work with great vision so you can achieve everything you want, so it can get expressed with and through you. Because ultimately you're going to be the one that's going to make stuff happen. Don't wait for somebody else in the hopes that they will do it for you. That's silly. The joy of living comes from the expansion and fuller expression of who we are, and that means taking action on our dreams. Then the body becomes the instrument of the mind in the real sense, that the mind decides on the visions and dreams it wants to realize, and the body is going to obey that vision and starts executing it on the physical side of life. And those ideas on how to go about it will be attracted by your own consciousness over time. So even though, again, you don't know it right away, that doesn't mean your dream is impossible of realization. It's a matter of growth and expansion, allowing your consciousness to attract these ideas. And we'll do that as long as you stay focused within your consciousness on what you want. And then these ideas come to you in order to make it happen. And you can act on them physically speaking, and there you go, you have proof that your body is the instrument of the mind. Analyze this concept for yourself in your own life. It can be very powerful on its own, and I hope it will help you achieve more of your dreams. Now, if you're new to this channel, consider subscribing to receive inspirational videos on a regular basis. And with that being said, dear viewer, never forget that we are the dreamers.